So firstly, we'll start in Dublin, which is kind of crows. I can't remember if Dublin's in the British bit or the not British bit, but I don't care. It's only Ireland. Free speech rally in Dublin hears hate speech bill is tyrannical attempt at censorship. Yes, all hate speech bills are. Hate speech is censorship.
It is. Hate speech is the bullshit excuse the people in power wants to use to be like, oh, but you can't say that. That's hate speech. Fucking assholes.
It's ridiculous. The rally was organised by the Irish Freedom Party, sent a statement that the public gathering was successful and well attended. The political party said some 1,200 people attended the event. We are not anti-asylum seeker, they say. Why not? What's wrong with you? Why aren't you? We oppose the...
I guess they're just saying that to not be yeeted immediately, because if you say that in Ireland, just like in England, you'll be shot on sight.
That does seem to be the case. Rape, get away scot-free if you're brown. Murder, get away scot-free. Hate speech, though, death penalty.
Oh yeah, nobody is safe from hate speech.
Yeah, indeed. So, after their kowtowing, they said, we oppose the government's disastrous policy of allowing unvetted migrants to enter our country without limit. It's clear the government's immigration and asylum policy is broken and has made Ireland less safe. Indeed. Our rally was good, human, peaceful, and required minimal Garda presence. Its primary purpose was to protest the criminal justice bill, incitement to violence or hatred and hate offences bill, and the large attendance of some 1,200 people is a reflection of the deep concern that this bill is creating among ordinary people. So, what... Professor Emeritus of Philosophy in UCD, Dr. Gerard Casey, was among those who addressed the rally. He described the rushed hate speech legislation as a law designed to make you afraid. He pointed to a section of the Harmful Communications Act 2022 which criminalises the distribution or publication of any threatening or grossly offensive communication. Buried in the Harmful Communications Act 2022 is a section which criminalises the distribution... Why are you quoting that twice? Why is no one capable of doing good writing anymore?
Hey, don't ask me. I'm not good at writing.
Yeah. Professor Casey said he found himself agreeing with People Before Profit, TD Paul... What the hell?
TD Paul?
What's a TD Paul Murphy? Technical director? Something? Who made attempts to amend the bill earlier this month. Mr. Murphy was among a small number of TDs who warned that the bill could have serious implications for the exercise of freedom of speech and opinion and the right to protest. Of course it would, that's the point. The possibility of this section being used to restrict freedom of speech should be obvious. In a debate, even Paul Murphy, not someone who I usually find myself in agreement, was moved to protest. The hate speech legislation could be used to restrict the ability of constituents to contact their politicians, according to the section on stalking. The stalking bill includes this definition of stalking that includes persistently communicating by any means of communication with or about a person. With or about
Okay.
a person. Attempting to make repeated or unwanted contact with a person or monitoring a person by any means. This section opens the possibility of criminalising attempts to contact with public representatives, something obviously they don't want you to do.
About is not that. Talk about making horrible fucking worse.
Callum Dayton says TD is Tiakda Dala. Member of Parliament, basically. Yeah. Speak English. We need to go back and conquer the Irish and make them speak English.
Yeah.
So yeah, one of the other senators wrote to Minister Sign Harris to outline his concerns over legislation. Under the bill, gender would also include gender expression and gender identity. So mental illness. Your mental illness is now a protected class.
Haven't it been for the last 10 years?
Yeah. So given that Section 18(1) of the Gender Recognition Act since 2015 they've been doing this bullshit, provides the gender recognition certificate has effect that if the preferred gender is the male gender, the person's sex becomes that of a man. If the female gender of the person's sex becomes that of a woman. I have great difficulty in saying what's intended by the term transgender, the phrase of gender other than those of male and female. Since one of the purposes of the bill is to expand the concept of protected characteristics beyond the characteristics dealt with in the Framework Directive, it seems to me to be important that members of the Senate, fuck the Irish, including myself, should have many other phrases, blah blah blah. What waffle? In particular, I must ask the following questions. Is transgender a gender for the purposes of Irish law? And can you specify what is meant in addition to transgender by any gender other than those of male and female? Stop. This is insanity. A person's sex cannot become that of a man just because they change a letter on a piece of fucking paper. If you're born a man, you'll live as a man and die. You'll live as a pussy and die as a pussy. But when they dig you up in 4,000 years, they're gonna find the skeleton of a man.
Yep. And also, here's the fun fact: they'll still write your original fucking gender on your tombstone.
That's it. Your parents will write your birth name on your tombstone. Jesse Jennings says, better to normalize these mental illnesses so we don't look at what causes them, because we would look guilty. Indeed.
There you fucking go.
Yeah, Sundays.
Throw fuel on a fire, don't put it out.
Exactly. Got to drive everyone to self-sterilization through transgender identity disorder or social contagions, as the case almost certainly is.
Or just increase their dependence upon the government handouts.
Well, of course. Got to have them doped up on free government drugs. Speaking of Brave New World.
Soma.
Yeah. Saturday's protests followed an gripped investigation carried out earlier this month, which found that the government disregarded the results of the public consultation on hate speech laws published in October, which found that 73% of response were opposed to the legislation. What's that? Your so-called democracy isn't working because the government ignored 73% of respondents? It's almost as if they were going to do the fascist bullshit they were going to do anyway.
Hard to stop pieces of shit from stopping being pieces of shit.
Indeed. Medja says when they classified alcoholism as a disease to remove the stigma, I could see more shit coming over the hill. Make up a junk science term like gender dysphoria to remove the stigma and make it natural and good. Yeah, there's absolutely nothing natural or good about this gender identity bullshit. If they want a term for someone who thinks they aren't male or female, I have an idiot for them.
Oh, that fits well.
If you want a third gender,
So
you can have idiot. Male, female, and idiot.
No, we can use oldie terms for their pronouns. It's idiot, retard.
Yeah, indeed. Medja says, yeah, that's why they ditched gender identity disorder. The word disorder made people feel bad and indicated a problem that needed to be solved.
Because it is. Just saying.
Yeah.
Overly sensitive bullshit like this is what just breaks people down.
Yeah. And of course, the government defends disregarding the results on the public consultation on hate speech laws, arguing that very often such consultations are hijacked by campaigning groups and are not reflective of public opinion. So what's the point in the fucking things then, you idiot? We're doing public consultation, but we're going to ignore it because it gets hijacked every time.
Oh, Christ.
Can't save us now.
No, he can't. Sorry, Christians.
If you enjoyed this segment from the Songs of Chardonnay podcast, please consider joining us live exclusively on rumble.com/c/Songs of Chardonnay. A special thanks to our Subscribe Star supporters who you can currently see scrolling past on your screen.